What's up YouTube, there himself wargames, bringing you, as you can see, a little bit of a crazy mixture, and that is TOON Dark Magicians. Now, this was suggested to us, and I'd never really looked into it myself, obviously mainly because of the downside that TOON Dark Magician does not trigger circle and stuff like that. However, he can be brought out of by navigation. That in turn, if you have the right hand, allows you to kind of flood the board quite quickly with Dark Magician, because obviously you navigate during your opponent's turn, get yourself Dark Magician and TOON Dark Magician. Then you can use TOON Dark Magician's effect to ditch a TOON card and special summon one from your deck. That could be a TOON Red Eyes to go for your rank 7 plays, or of course it could be a TOON Dark Magician Girl that could help you go for your rank 6 plays. So stay tuned to the end and I'll show you a nice little combo with this deck. But without further ado, I'm going to take you through what we've got. Now, the Dark Magician engine itself is quite staple. It's triple Dark Magician, triple Magician's Rod. Now this is just to get into your Dark Magician circles, navigates and stuff like that, and navigation is very, very important in this deck. We've then got triple Apprentice. Now, triple Apprentice is mainly because you want to be using it as a hand trap, because it can also go on top of TOON Dark Magician. Now, of course, if you had TOON World, we don't actually play TOON World in this deck, and I'll explain why when we get there, or TOON Kingdom, because TOON Kingdom, of course, you mill the top 3 cards, banish them face down, and you just can't afford to do that in Dark Magician. So we don't actually play TOON Kingdom, but you don't need to worry about that. As soon as we get there, I'll show you. And then for the rest, we play TOON Magician with Dark Illusion. Now again, the issue with this is it can brick a little bit, which is why you might want to consider, the ratios aren't 100%, you might want to consider dropping the Dark Magician Girl, Apprentice Illusion Magician Girl down 1. The reason we're keeping this guy in at 2 is because we do play Impermanence, and of course that can be invaluable in the starting hand. Now onto the TOON Monster Engine, we play 2 TOON Dark Magician. You don't really want this guy in your hand. You want him kept in the deck because you want to be bringing him off of navigation. Then of course you want to activate his effect. So can't attack the turn it's summoned. That's not an issue because it's coming in off of navigation. While you control TOON World and your opponent controls no TOON monsters, this card can attack your opponent directly. Do not worry about that. Once per turn, you discard 1 TOON card or Mega Ryu Ran, and then activate one of these effects. Special summon 1 TOON monster from your deck, except TOON Dark Magician, ignoring its summoning conditions, or add 1 TOON spell or trap card from your deck to your hand. More so important about the first effect than the second effect. And that is because you can bring out this guy here, and we play 2 Red Eyes TOON Dragon. Now this obviously contributes to making your rank 7 plays, but on top of that, yes, it cannot attack the turn it is summoned, but while you control TOON World and your opponent controls no monsters, this card can attack directly. Again, don't worry about that. Once per turn, you can special summon 1 TOON monster from your hand, except himself, ignoring its summoning conditions. So, for example, you navigate, you get a Dark Magician out of your hand, you get a TOON Dark Magician from deck. You discard a TOON card, you bring out a Red Eyes TOON Dragon from your deck. You then, during your turn, again, get to use TOON Dragon's effect to possibly bring out either a TOON Dark Magician or a TOON Dark Magician Girl. Then you've already got the board of 3 level 7s on board, plus a level 6. If you then have an Apprentice in hand, of course you get Apprentice on board. You've got 3 level 7s, 2 level 6s. Straight away, that's an insanely powerful board. We play the 1 Blackstone of Legend. Just in case you hard draw this, you can go into your Red Eyes. Should you brick a little bit with your TOON monsters, you do this, tribute this off, go into your TOON Red Eyes, then use his effect to get a Dark Magician on board. Straight away, you got your rank 7 play. You go straight into get the number right. You can go straight into your number 42 Galaxy Tomahawk, and then of course go into Saruja and reshuffle your hand a little bit. And then we finish it off with the 1 TOON Dark Magician Girl. This again helps your rank 6 plays. God, I can't even speak today. Rank 6 plays with your Apprentice Illusion Magician Girl, and then of course gets a little boost with your Dark Magicians engraved should they be there. So that's it for the monster lineup. As you can see, quite a lot of high leveled monsters, so you've got to be very, very careful. The ratios aren't set in stone right now, but this is kind of like the ideal lineup that I see. The only thing that I say that you could probably question right now is the Apprentice Illusion, probably going down to 2, but that's just to make our rank 6 a bit more consistent. Now onto the spells. Again, a standard lineup from Dark Magician, triple circle, and then got the draw cards the wrong way around. Triple Law of Darkness. So all the TOON cards you're putting in, your Stone, your Red Eyes, and of course your Dark Magician Girl are dark targets. Now ideally you don't want to be banishing multiples of them. The only one you'd probably be like, yeah, straight away I'm going to banish that is the Red Eyes TOON if you open up with that in your hand. But then again, you can use them to pitch off of your Dark Magician. We've then got 2 Sacred Swords of 7, because we have 9, if my maths is correctly. We've got 9 level 7 targets, and again, Sacred Sword of 7 can be very, very important to kind of use. One thing I would say to put into this deck, just to add a bit more consistency, I just couldn't find it, was Return from Dark Dimension, and that is the card that it's kind of like Call of the Haunted but for banished monsters. So I'll show you that when we get to it. We've then got the 1 Illusion Magic to get your Dark Magicians to hand, the 1 Dark Magic Inheritance because you're going to get these spells engraved because they're nice easy draw cards, and the 1 Monster Reborn to help extend your plays. Moving on to the traps, we've got 3 Infinite Permanents. Again, this is the money card, unfortunately. You can play stuff like Typhoon if you want to, or you just don't play that combo piece of this on your first turn to get into your Magician of Dark Illusion. So you drop your Magician of Dark Illusion down to 1, and then you take these 3 cards out for any kind of counter traps you want. 3 Magician's Navigation, very, very important in this deck. And then 2 Eternal Souls, and then 1 Return from a Dark Dimension. Then for our other TOON cards, we play 2 to 3 TOON Briefcase. You can cut this down if you want. But this card is just while your opponent, when your opponent summons a monster or monsters, while you control a TOON monster, shuffle that monster into the deck. So it doesn't target, and it's very, very powerful. It's not once per turn. It can be searched off of TOON Dark Magician as well. And it's just a nice little kind of surprising trap that can catch your opponent off guard, which can be very, very useful. And then if you do have this in hand, you can also ditch it off your Dark Magician. I think when me and Joe were coming up with this version, is we were trying to figure out the ratio between TOON cards being easily discarded by your Dark Magician and not overclogging your hand. And of course, like I said, you don't want to play TOON Kingdom, and you don't want to play... You could technically play TOON World, but then it floods out your back row, which you kind of want in Dark Magician as is. So there's a very, very fine line in this ratio, but this is more of a gimmick than it is of an actual full-on competitive deck. And then, of course, next up, we'll go into the extra deck, and we've got a kind of an interesting lineup on this one. I'm going to take you through the Link monsters straight away. So you've got the 1 Saruja, you've got the 1 Firewall, Proxy Dragon, Kleehawk Genius, and double Link Spider. Now, Link Spiders are just to help you loop your Eternal Souls, and of course, Eternal Soul will only affect the vanilla Dark Magician. It will not affect TOON Dark Magician. It's a shame it works that way. If it did work the other way around, then it would be awesome, but unfortunately not. For rank 7s, we've got the Red Eyes Flare Metal to burn your opponent out of the game. Galaxy Tomahawk, this is probably your most important one because that gets you straight into a Saruja and then helps you put your plays forward, or of course can go into a Firewall as well. Double Ibon Illusion, love this card so much. It's a shame it's not as busted as it possibly could be. The 1 number 11 Big Eye, again, very, very important. Very, very powerful as well if used in the right way. We've then got, for the rank 6s, the Naruto, the Moral Leader, your Photon Strike Bowser, and your Constella Ptolemy M7. Now again, these aren't, the only one that I'd say is a staple that you must play in this deck is the Naruto. The other 2 can be any kind of extra deck monsters you wish to play. You can even make this a more Reaper orientated build, or of course you can have Reaper targets in here that are more consistent to the meta as alternatives. The exact same can be said about Phantom Knights of Breaksword. Again, very rare that you'll end up with 2 Dark Magician rods on board, but if you do, that is your option to play around. Okay, so that is it for the deck profile. I'm going to show you a quick little combo here. And all you really need is any TOON card. So we're going to go with TOON Briefcase, your Navigation, and a Dark Magician in hand. Now this can obviously be extended should you have Apprentice Illusion and stuff like that. But all you need to do is have your navigation set, activate your navigation during your opponent's turn, bring out your Dark Magician, and then the effect of navigation will get you your TOON Dark Magician. During your turn, of course, you would draw a random card, so your hand limit goes back up to 2. Use TOON Dark Magician's effect, ditching the TOON Briefcase, and then bringing out either, if you're going for a rank 6 play, if you've got an Apprentice in hand, you go for your TOON Dark Magician, or you go into your Red Eyes TOON Dragon. Now again, the plays can be extended. If this card was a TOON monster, again you can use Red Eyes' effect and bring that out on top of that. This is just the baseline kind of effect you can get with those 3 cards, and then of course you've got your Tomahawk play if you want to. If you've got an Eternal Soul set, then you go into this, you can overlay into the Dark Magician, Magician of Dark Illusion, sorry, Ibon Illusion, or your Big Eye, or of course your Red Eyes Flare. You've got a couple of options there. Ideally you want to use the Red Eyes, because if you use the Red Eyes, the Red Eyes kind of tap this turn, so if you use the Red Eyes, you kind of do your duties there. So if you go, for example, overlay these guys into this one, you can then use the effect to send Dark Magician to grave, special summon a Dark Magician from deck, and then of course if you have Eternal Soul you bring this back, and straight away you've got game there. That's 10,000 on board. Now it's not the most like out and out combo, but it does give you a alternative combo to the Dark Magician into Magician of Dark Illusions, and it gives you another option to kind of play around. It's a little bit fun, like I said. It is more gimmicky than it is, you know, this deck will break the meta or anything like that. It's just, as a Dark Magician player, something fun and different that I thought could be a bit of a laugh should you want to be going into your locals and people are like, you know, we're all going to have a bit of a laugh today, let's play Dark Magicians, let's play Blue Eyes, let's play, you know, Red Eyes, let's just have a bit of a fun, you know, it would be very, very nice to see, like, an updated Relinquished deck versus an updated Dark Magician deck, versus an updated Blue Eyes, updated Red Eyes, and kind of all those old decks like that, even like Harpy. So actually that might be an idea for a future tournament at our locals. Get your old decks ready, guys. We're going to go full power with all the new support, and we're going to play it out and see how it works. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope this has given you a couple of ideas yourself. It is a bit of a laugh. It is very, very fun to play around with, and kind of give it a go from there. But for now, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. And until next time, guys, as always, happy dueling. What's up, YouTube? Thanks for watching that video. I hope you liked it. If you did, hit that like button. And of course, don't forget to hit that big red subscribe button in the bottom left-hand corner and the notification bell so you don't miss out on anything. We've got more deck profiles, duels, pack openings, and many more Yu-Gi-Oh videos coming up for you all year round. So don't forget to stay tuned for all of that. Thanks, and as always, guys, happy dueling.